Strategic contract management in service level agreements. A service level agreement, SLA, is a formal contract or agreement that defines the expected level of service between a service provider and a customer. SLAs are particularly crucial in situations where one party relies on the services of another, such as in outsourcing or vendor relationships. Key elements of SLAs include service scope and description. Clearly defining the scope of services provided, including specific tasks, deliverables, and expected outcomes. This ensures a common understanding of the services being offered. Practical tip: before drafting an SLA, clearly define the objectives of the services being provided. Engage with stakeholders to understand their expectations, priorities, and key performance indicators. Align the SLA with the overarching goals of the organization or project. Practical tip: involve key stakeholders from both the service provider and client sides in the development of the SLA. Collaborative discussions ensure that the SLA reflects the needs and expectations of all parties involved. This process also fosters a sense of ownership and commitment. Service levels and metrics. Establishing measurable service levels and performance metrics. This may include response times, resolution times, uptime guarantees, and other indicators of service quality. Practical tip: ensure that the SLA includes a detailed description of the services to be provided. Specify the scope, nature, and limitations of the services to avoid misunderstandings. Clearly articulate the deliverables, timelines, and any exclusions. Practical tip: define measurable metrics and key performance indicators, KPIs, that align with the services outlined in the SLA. Establish realistic and achievable targets for each metric. Metrics may include response times, resolution times, uptime, and other relevant performance indicators. Roles and responsibilities. Clearly outlining the roles and responsibilities of both the service provider and the customer. This includes communication protocols, issue escalation procedures, and dispute resolution mechanisms. Practical tip: clearly outline the roles and responsibilities of both the service provider and the client. Define who is responsible for which tasks, communication channels, and the escalation process in case of issues. This ensures accountability and a smooth workflow. Performance reporting. Implementing a system for regular performance reporting. This may involve the provision of performance dashboards, reports, or other methods of transparently communicating service levels and achievements. Practical tip: clearly define communication protocols, including how issues, changes, and updates will be communicated between the service provider and the client. Establish regular communication schedules to review SLA performance and address any emerging issues promptly. Compliance and governance. Ensuring compliance with the terms of the SLA and establishing governance mechanisms for ongoing management and review. This includes regular SLA reviews, audits, and updates. Practical tip: establish specific service levels for each metric defined in the SLA. Clearly articulate the consequences of not meeting these service levels, including any penalties or incentives. This provides a framework for accountability and encourages compliance. Continuous improvement. Incorporating a continuous improvement mindset by using SLA performance data to identify areas for enhancement. This involves collaborative discussions between the service provider and the customer to optimize service delivery. Practical tip: embed a culture of continuous improvement within the SLA framework. Regularly review SLA performance metrics, seek feedback from stakeholders, and identify areas for enhancement. Use insights gained to update and optimize the SLA as needed. In conclusion, strategic contract management encompasses the development and implementation of governance frameworks, practical contract management processes, strategic supplier development initiatives, and the establishment of service-level agreements. It positions contracts as strategic assets and emphasizes the importance of aligning contract management practices with organizational goals for sustained success.